Let's make a race car. This is a 2004 Chevy Cavalier that is going to be the basis of our Hornet. It's front-wheel drive with an automatic, and it has a 2.2-liter Ecotec engine. The original 140 horsepower are long gone in 2022, with quite a few of the ponies escaping out the tailpipe. And being driven in the Midwest also means it's had some natural weight reduction, or rust. After the initial inspection and prior to purchasing the car, we deemed it fairly safe, with the suspension, components, and cradle in good condition. This 2.2-liter engine is tired, and when I mean tired, it is sleepy. We're seeing two major issues with this engine. The first issue is blow-by. When we're wide open, we're getting some bogging because so much blow-by gas is getting back into the air box. The other issue, which is more concerning, is chain noise. And either with a 2.2 or 2.4 Ecotec engine, because they're interference engines, if that chain were to, break or drop or skip a tooth or whatever, you're going to slap a valve on a piston and have a catastrophic failure of the engine.
This just pulls out. We'll want to remove the tail lamps, leave the wiring for now. We'll get inside and we'll start removing seats. Bear in mind, once we remove the seats, you'll have to sit on a bucket or on the floor to move it. And then once we get the interior tore out, we can either pull the glass out or we can get the dash out. And we'll loop the cooling system so that we don't have to have a heater core. Make a pile.
Extras! What's this? Oh, I'm not sure what that is. Trunk don't look too bad. It's like a whole new ecosystem in here. Drain hole. Like they had mulch. You could grow a garden in here. Yummy. Now you can do this whole process with hand tools, but certain tools are really handy. The portable ratchet that my brother's got here that runs off a little battery is super handy in removing fasteners. And the majority fastener that you find in a Chevy Cavalier or Sunfire from this, mid-2000s, we've discovered is just a 10 millimeter fastener, and they're found anywhere. They hold in plastic bits to body panels. Pretty much the go-to fastener is a 10 millimeter for Chevy. The other tool that I really recommend that you go out and purchase is some gloves. I'm kind of fumbling with them here, but gloves help keep your hands from getting torn up. And then there's also the trim tool. Trim removal tool like this is super handy. A lot of things are held in with little Christmas trees and fasteners, and just having a little trim tool like that to pry things off is extremely handy to have in your arsenal. The other thing is some side cut, for wire cutters. If you're cutting wires, just be really careful what you're cutting. Trace it to where it goes. Don't just cut any wire. There are some wires that are part of, like for instance, in the back of this car, there's an orange set of wires. It's in orange wrap. do not cut those, right? That's a real obvious because it goes back to the fuel system. And just ripping wires out is not a good thing to do right off the bat.
All right, we got to take the seats out because we're not going to be using anything that you see in here. Anything that's black, plastic, carpet, fabric, headliner, all this stuff, that's got to all come out of there. If the car has an issue and it catches on fire, we don't want any fuel for it. So we take this out. We don't need it. It weighs the car down. The lighter we get it inside, the better we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the seat so we can climb around in here, because we got to take out a lot of stuff. It's big, and these seats are just going to be in the way. So here we go. We're going to start trying to remove them. They're probably not going to come out easy because they are fine threaded and they're rusty. So far so good on this one. Surprisingly, they're coming out easy. There's probably going to be a harness on it. Some vehicles will have heated seats. They'll have multiple harnesses. Like I said, whenever you're doing these cars, you don't want to have the key on. And if you're really unsure, disconnect the battery. That'd be the safest thing to do. But I'm pretty confident we're going to be okay doing this. Typically, I'd use air tools to do this, but I want to illustrate you don't need air tools to do this. It'd make it faster, but you don't have to. Okay, typically they're only held on by 4 nuts in this car. So now he's going to take his hand at it.
No clue what I'm doing.
But you're going to push down really hard with one hand. Make sure it's not stripping it. Make sure it's engaged all the way onto it.
It's not turning now. Other way.
Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Use 2 hands to manipulate it.
I
Get
don't
it
know if I'm the
squarely on
person
there.
for this job.
Yeah, now push down with one hand on the head and then push with the other. Now you got to push it and make it move. Use your other hand to keep it engaged. Okay. Otherwise it'll strip if it's tight. There you go. All right, first seat coming out. Look at this. Woo! The seat is coming out.
Oh, this is gonna work out.
Ugh, I wasn't undecided.
Okay, we're gonna take out some trim now. Wow, oh! These come out just like the cop cars do. Okay, put that over in the pile there, young one. And don't fall. First piece of plastic. There you go.
Ah.
All right, so there's that. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this out of there quite yet. Let's go for an A-post. Oh, hey, there you go.
God, those look giant spider web right there.
Oh, yeah. And all these little clips are gonna come out.
You gotta put that eventually in the trailer. So.
You know what? I think this needs to come out too. What's in here?
Good stuff.
Hairpin. Oh, good. Your park brake works. That's a blessing. Back seat's coming out. There's a tether underneath here I'm trying to get to. It releases it. There we go. Back seat coming out.
Ever wondered what's underneath your cushion?
Ugh. Okay. All right.
Want a french fry? Car french fries.
All right, you see this? This is more than likely fuel pump wiring. We don't want to mess with that.
Because it's orange.
Yeah, if you're working on a hybrid, which I hope you aren't, if you're doing this, stay away from orange. It's high voltage. We're just gonna leave that there. Pretty cool. Since he gets that seat out of there, I want to get this seatbelt anchor out of here. And I'll need the gray toolbox. So let me go get the gray toolbox. Gimme.
So rusty.
Yeah, it's crusty. All right. That one's coming out.
Okay, so I'm going to remove this. It's like a T50 Torx, looks like. Now you want these sockets to fit tight because they are usually in there. When I say in there, they're in there. This is part of the safety systems. So I'm going to try to remove it. Oh, wow, this one's amazingly loose. I'd really depend upon that one. Sometimes I have to torch these out of here. All right, now that that's out of my way, there's another one. This has to come out of here. It's going to be in the way of everything we're doing. We don't need it because we're putting in a 5-point harness to the driver. Now some of you might be thinking, well, what about the passenger? Well, we don't do passengers on this style of car class. It's just driver only. And if I encounter wiring harnesses, I don't mess with them right yet. This is a big piece. Oh, need to get that out of there. Is that a Phillips? I can't see it. Yes. Now let's see if it'll come out of there. Oh, you flip down that seat, the little black tether Sean escape hatch pull here.
What's the other side look like? Like in between it? Oh, that's some.
Thanks, sir.
All this foam, get rid of it. We don't want it. Any of the sound deadening stuff, this is sound deadening. We don't want that either. Any of the glues that are on it, we don't want that either. That can go bye-bye. Hey, more orange wiring. Then there's a weight right here I can see outside. We don't want that. I'm going to remove this little thingy here. It's unnecessary.
What is it?
It's a foam block attached to a metal tab. Your guess is as good as mine. We don't need it. All right, we're going to remove the rest of this seat belt. Looks like a 13. Thank you. Ow. Some of the bolts you'll encounter have a coating on it. It's called Loctite. Keeps them from backing out. This is a good example of Loctite. That will fight you all the way out. You can assist in getting it off of there by putting a little heat on it if you can. Just be careful that you don't light anything on fire, because there's a lot of stuff that can light on fire in here still yet. So this is what a seatbelt retractor looks like. Well, don't take these apart. There's a spring in here that could hurt you really bad. Don't whack it with a hammer because the spring will come flying out. Just a little safety tip there. And you're gonna get to the point where you've got so much junk in the car, it's gonna be hard to find your tools. So kind of make a pile of tools and a pile of junk to get rid of, like what I'm doing right now, because I don't want to lose any of my tools when I go to wad this carpet up. Because the goal is to get this carpet out of here too. And there might be surprises underneath the carpet we don't know about yet. Okay, we'll just leave that alone for now. Hey, I'm stuck.
Want me?
Oh, I got it. Oh, I see a toy. Oh, ooh, a cell phone charger. Chapstick.
Minty fresh.
Yeah. And a hoof to a plastic dog toy. Okay. There's a chance this might lift out of here. Oh, we got these things too. Looks like they're 18s. You can get into this with just hand tools. People, they're just first starting out. I mean, you got a lot of money wrapped up in probably buying your first car, if you're on a budget. All right, Sean, could you release the seats again? Thank you. All right. Okay, we got another seat coming out.
All right.
My lovely assistant here is going to take them out. Wow, look at all this
the winning
room.
number.
Yeah, hot sevens.
The scratch off. Hot 7s.
Is it loose?
Try and spin it.
There you go.
Throw it. Just throw it away.
What is it?
I don't know. Just throw it away.
Just showing it a random thing. Oh, there it goes.
All right. Do the other side.
There you go. Just get in there and pry it up. Get it deep inside of there. Use the other one if you need to in conjunction with it. There you go.
Want to do it?
And work your way down if you need to. There's several clips all the way down, so you're trying to loosen them to get them up and out of the holes in that sheet metal. And don't be afraid to break it. You know, you can put them deep in there and then push up and towards the inside of the car. All right. There you go. I want to help you, but I want you to learn how to do this. Now, if you were trying to save this piece, you'd be a little more ginger about it, you know?
Yeah. But we're not.
Watch your face if you're pulling it up towards you. Yeah, there you go.
So this can go there.
Yeah, push in hard with your one hand towards the bolt head on the ratchet and push down with the other.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need to move.
Yep,
Move
do what you
myself.
gotta do, buddy. There you go.